Richard.
I'm Debbie.
And we are
Richby's Life Adventures.
I've been through heartaches, I've been to heaven. I've done my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome what I got.
Hello, welcome to Richby's Life Adventures. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm Richard. My wife's name is Debbie, hence the name Richby's. In today's episode, we're going to get an awning fitted to this van. It's something we've been putting off for a while because we're just constantly doing bits to the van and going to festivals and things like that, and we never really just had surplus money to throw at it. So we managed to get enough money together. We've been and bought an awning. We've got a 4.5 metre long fiamma F80S awning with a black case and grey canopy. So we're going to set about fitting that today, and I've got some friends over for the weekend giving us a hand. We've got Andrew and Barbara, also found on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. I'll put the link in their YouTube channel below, and we'll get set about fitting this awning. We're going to start off. We've got some steel plates, stainless steel plates made up, cut to shape, so we're going to drill those, fit the plates to them, and then we can fit them to the unistrut, which will hold the awning nice and tight and secure. So let's get going, and we'll show you how we get about doing this. See you soon. Got Andrew on the job there.
We're making some drilling holes. Doing some big drilling holes in a piece of steel.
You're having a drilling time.
It's because it's stainless steel.
It seems to go through quickly at first and then it comes to a standstill.
Well, you probably gathered that I'm down at Richard and Debbie's. Yeah, Mad Woman and Barbara's here as well, but they've gone shopping. So we are going to fit Richard's awning today, but we're having problems drilling this stainless steel out. It's bloody hard. I think we've gone through about 3 drill bits already.
Yeah, and some of them were high tensile bits as well. Yeah, it's like bloody, I don't know what, it's just ridiculous.
We've only got 6 holes to drill now, so we're getting there.
Yeah, we've got them all marked out, positioned so that the bolts come up under there. Yeah, go and buy some more drill bits.
I just thought I'd tell you, he's copying my way of putting it on. Naughty man. Yeah, I think it's the best way to do it. In fact, we're both doing it the same way that Sam Anderson did on from the Crafty Blinders channel. I did what Sam did, and Richard's copying it as well. I think it's a really good idea what he came up with. And ours has been on 12 months and it's not even moved, so we're happy with it. Yeah, I've had my drill out. Richard's had his drill out, so we both had our drills out. Ooh. We made all these holes. So we've got some holes to put here and here on these plates. So he's actually marked them there and there and there and there, and then these plates will be bolted down onto the unistrut, and then these guys fit on top of this plate. Sorry, these guys fit on top of the plate. And get these bolted down first, and then we'll the awning's there. It's in there. Same awning that we got. I think it's 4.3 meters. So yeah, I think he's just gone off to watch a film or something. You know what I mean? Just leaves me alone to do it. Come down to help and he lets me do all the work. We even had to make breakfast this morning. There you go, see? Earning me keep. Here, have your burger. I don't like that, Uncle Andrew. He loves doing this. Look at them. Them are big feet, aren't they?
Taking the mickey out my shoes. Okay, so me and Andrew have been ploughing away on the drills, getting them nice and hot and burning them out. This stuff is ridiculously hard, but we got the 4 holes there for these 4 bolts to go through. They'll sit on there, and then we've got some bolts. Where did we put the bolts, Andrew? Okay, so we've got these stainless bolts. They'll go through there, all the way through, of course, and then that'll clear under there once them 4 bolts in. It'll all come clear when we go to assemble. So now we've got a mark out on the roof where we want these plates spaced out. Get the plates bolted down, and then we've got to cut these bolts down to length, because at the moment if I leave them that length they'll hit the roof of the van.
20 mil.
Yeah, 22 mil, anywhere between there. So yeah, we'll get fitting these plates, and we'll show you what we do next. We're cutting these down and lifting the awning up.
Good stuff. Look, Richard's got the heavy gear on now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, BJ's packed up, all snuggled up next to each other. So if you can see that little crossbar there that he's got for his solar panels, it needs to be cut at an angle so that the
corner off just a little bit.
you can't really see underneath. If you look down there, where I've had to do the same with the with my cross members for my solar panels, you can see where I've chamfered it off. It's about a 30-degree angle.
Yeah. I think if I just come from that washer down, I think we'll clear. I think we'll probably clear anyway, but we don't want to lift it up and down twice.
No.
So we'll do it now while we can. Get the old
Yeah.
stay safe, kids.
That one.
Just the job.
Yep.
Just do the same on the other one at the back.
And I think we might just get it.
Yeah. Oh yes.
You don't really want to see that, do you? Right. Rich with his very precise tools. You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm having an absolute blast. I'm playing with my nuts.
Can't beat that, can you?
It's going well. I'm pleased Andrew's here helping me. We're calling ourselves Dumb and Dumber now.
Yeah. Well, we just realised that the awning that Richard's bought, I'll turn you around, hang on, is longer than mine, and they're both classed as a 4.5 metre awning, so I may have been ripped off when I bought mine. I should be contacting the manufacturer next week sometime, because I'm sure I paid for a 4.5 metre awning and mine's only 4. Right.
Right guys, so we've managed it, haven't we, Andrew? Look at that. Dang, 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 dang. The only things I've got to do is I've got to modify the bracket for my light bar. I can't quite get the light bar on where the awning is, so and I've gone for a 4.5 metre awning, so I can't shift it back because we're already right level with the back, and if I take it back anymore it's going to look silly. So I've got to play around with the light bar. But what do you reckon, Deb?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
Are you happy, Andrew?
I'm happy.
You happy, Barbara?
I'm happy, you're happy.
Yeah.
We've all
So-
worked out where the table, chairs and the wine's going.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's your job now, Debs.
that's it. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Andrew, for helping us.
You're welcome.
I don't think we needed to chamfer the edges of the solar. The nut of the cross beam is sitting right on the awning, so the awning is actually stopping that from coming out. So it's extra security for that. But it's good, isn't it? Yeah. That looks great, doesn't it? So next process is now I'm going to mount the brackets on the side of the van so that the legs can go back and hook into the van, so that you don't have this upright here, more angles back. It'll all come clear in the end. But no, that's great. That's given us really good sunshade now. So it's a big one though. It's 4.5 metres. 4.5 metres. That's quite a size, isn't it? But yeah, I'll just take you now. So it goes right to the end of the van, just past the door, so you get a bit of shelter from the side door, and it finishes just nice with the end of the van. So yeah, next thing now is I've got to replace these. They've had all condensation in. I don't know how and why that's done that. Unfortunately the place I got it from is no longer selling on eBay, so I can't return them. Apparently they've got a 2-year warranty and they're only about a year old, but they're absolutely knackered. So I think if I get another one, I'll smear some clear sealant in these, in all the gaps and all stuff like that, so that they don't let water and all that in. And then I'm going to put an LED rail along the back there as well, but that'll be like a party one that'll do all different lights and stuff like that and patterns. So we'll have the white lights if we want white lights, and party if we want party. Yeah, looks good, doesn't it? Right, let's get cracking on these brackets then. So these are the brackets, and they mount to the side of your van, sort of down here. and then the legs of the awning have got like a little T-bit on it, and one bit will slot in there, and then you lift that bit up, it slots over the top, and then you slot that bit back down, and it anchors it into the side of your van so that they don't go anywhere. Yeah, some people don't bother fitting those, but the way I see it is, if I don't use them, it doesn't really matter, but if I fitted them, I've got the option of using them anyway. But you'd think they'd make that sprung loaded, wouldn't you? So it pulls it back down, because it's only the fact that you push it down that makes it go down. But if they made it spring loaded, it'd constantly be pulling down, wouldn't it? That would make sense to me. Right, I've had a look to see what these bits are for. So that's designed to go one side of the skin of the vehicle, and then that bit screws on to the other side, and as you can see, that's quite a thick mass. So because we've only got single skin steel, it's not gonna bind up, it's not going to get tight enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a drill through that hole there until it comes out the other side, and then I can flip that around and make it screw into that side, and that'll spread the load then over the back part of the skin of the vehicle. Because I think if I just screwed straight into the steel of the vehicle with the wind, not that you're supposed to have them in wind, but if it got a little bit windy and it vibrated them around, potentially them screws could come out, and then it'll screw up down the side of your van, and then because the awning will drop, it could potentially damage the awning even more. So I'm gonna use that method, use what these are meant for, but I'm gonna modify them where I can drill through to the other side and screw it on that way as opposed to that way. Does that make sense? And then I can put a bit of Sikaflex on the other side of that and on the other side of that. Now on these you do get like a steel plate, and that goes on the back there like that, so that your mechanism doesn't scratch up and down the back of the van. Plus it gives it a stop point. It acts like a spring on the back. You got some little bumps there that go on the side of the van, side of the mechanism, and then it stays up, it stays down. And then you also get a rubber gasket, which then goes on the back there, so that it acts all nice and watertight. But I'm also going to put a little dab of Sikaflex around the screw holes, and I'll paint the screw holes as well. So I'm going to set about doing that now. Alright, so I've got my drill bit. That's a nice snug fit in that hole there. I'm just going to go through until it comes out the other side. There we go, same on the other one. That's it. Now I've got the two holes on that side. I'm going to deburr those in a sec. Just do the other one. That one there. That's that. Just swap that over for a deburring bit. Got that deburring bit, countersunk bit, whatever you want to call it. I think I knackered it now because I tried using it on the stainless steel to deburr it, but I'll have to get another one. You can see the difference in the two. That one's been deburred, that one hasn't. And that's it. That's nice and neat. Just deburr this one. That's it. Nice and neat. And now I can screw through from the other side. Luckily enough, where I want to put them, just check your wiring shot. Down below this, you've got like a big grommet down there from the other side, so I can get to the other side and put that in place. And then likewise at the back, you've got a grommet on the inside of the sill panel to get to the side marker wiring light, so I can pop that grommet out and pop that in from the other side along with some Sikaflex to keep it all nice and watertight. And then pop the grommets back in, job done. So I'm going to get doing that now. Get a drill bit this size, not this size, the size of the screw, so potentially I could use that one there. that I've just used to come through there, and then that should be good to go. So I can just run the screw through from the panel and screw into this bit then. Yeah, I think that makes a nice neat job, doesn't it? And then that'll spread the weight over. When that awning's pulling that about, it's going to spread the weight over more so than just if I put a screw into the thin steel. I mean, that steel's only what, 1.5mm thick, and I think with a bit of movement on that awning and jiggling around in the wind and stuff like that, it's going to potentially pull them screws out. So I'd rather have this and have it Sikaflex and know that's biting onto a bit more of a substantial area. So I'll do that now. Right, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that these brackets sit the same height front to rear, so that the arms go at the same length, diagonal sort of angle. So if I measure roughly to where I want it, I want it roughly 45 centimetres. And just make sure that I can still reach that height at the back, because obviously the van kicks up at the back. And just measure that now. 45 is going to be a bit low, so I really want to bring it up to the middle of the bracket, being about 47. So then I'll go back and check the front and check that I can get away with being 47 for the middle of the bracket, because if I can't, then I'm going to have slightly different angles. So I can get away with having 47 to the middle of the bracket. And that'll do it, so that then I can lose that in that sticker. Not that it really makes a difference, but so it will sit like that. Probably drop it down just a fraction to the middle of the bracket, being about 46, and I'll get away with that at the back as well, so that'd be good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the grommets out of the back and just confirm that I can get to those before I put the holes in, because if I put the holes in and I can't get to the back, then I'm going to have to just do the screws into the steel. So I'll take you underneath to see what happens. Right, so this is the grommet I was on about. I can pop that out, get my arm up there, and then mount that from inside, and I can do the same on the other side. So I'll pop that out now. It goes around your filler neck. So I can get my arm up there, put that in place. Be easy if the filler neck weren't there, but it is what it is. I can still just manage to get my arm up there. I'm in your way. I can still just manage to get my arm up there and put the bracket in place. And then I'll put that grommet back in, and none have been none the wiser, and it'll be watertight. So I'll get marking that now and put the holes in the van. Okay, so I'm going to do it so that the top of that is with the top of the sticker. Get my Sharpie pen, slide that up, do a mark there, do a mark there. Hopefully that's come through. Yeah, two little dots, and that's that. They look reasonably straight. Get my dot punch so that the drill bit don't skip around. 1, 2. Now I can just run my drill through those. Okay, right, drill that. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape around there, because I don't want that to go all the way through and pierce my filler neck. So I'm going to put some insulation tape on there. Bear with me a second. There, just leaves the tip of the drill sticking out. So that once it's gone through, it'll hit that tape and then stop me hopefully going through too far. Battery's gone flat. So I mean, look, that tape now has just stopped that from, because it's not the sharpest of drill bits, but you're pushing on it and it had gone through, and I think that filler neck is only about 1 inch behind. I didn't want to pierce that filler neck. And that's that one. So that's good. I'll just check that for putting the screws through and check they line up. And yes, they line up a treat. So, and they will screw into that a little bit. I could run a bigger drill bit through, which I might do, just to clear the thread. In fact, I'll do that anyway. That's it. So that just sits on there and that'll slide up and down. But I'm going to take that out again because I want to put some Sikaflex on there and then mount that bit from behind. So I'll do that now. Right, remembering that I've got to put this metal shim plate on to stop the mechanism from fouling on the side of the van. Put that there. Ooh. Put the rubber gasket on. Ooh, it's difficult to line it all up. Just touching those in the bare edges. You ain't gonna see it, so it doesn't really matter. You can use any colour you like. So I've just spray painted some in the lid. Give it a few minutes to thicken up because aerosol paint is very thin. Just give it a few minutes to thicken up. What I might do is let that dry off and give it another coat. Just using a pencil, bobbing it in there, seems to be doing the job. Alright, give that a few minutes, do another coat, and then I'll put the bits in. Alright, while that paint's drying off and I can then do a second coat, I might as well measure and then get this one in place. So I measured to the top of the hole on the front one and it's 48.5. So 48.5, we'll take that to there. And I've got to get it as close to this end because it's quite a wide awning. So it's still, I can still squeeze that in, so that's great. So I'll measure 48.5. Right to the edge, 48.5 is there. So then I'll put that one back in place. I'm going to lay under the camera now. I'm not in your way. Put that on that red dot. Like that. And then go through. Put my second dot. Then I've got the two marks and they sit right on that end. I can't go any further that way because this is plastic. However, the arms of the awning you can take in. So I'm going to have to move it about 2 to 3 inches. And then that arm will come up straight then rather than being angled out. So I'll show you that when I go about doing it anyway. But I'll dot punch them and then get drilling them holes as well. Just put a little dent on there. Again, drill bit with the tape on it. There's no filler neck there, but there are wires, so I want to go through as minimum as possible. Get a coat of paint on these. Okay, so I've done a really thin smear of Sikaflex around them ones. I'll do a thin smear on this as well. Not that it really needs it, but because it doesn't really matter if water gets in there, it'll just drain out the bottom. Now the hard bit is lining them holes up with this when I can only just get my hand up there. That plate in the back there is a nightmare. Pick my hand up there, see if I can get that in place. Oh dear, this is going to be difficult. Alright, that's on there. It's just the spike of the screw holding it now. Just got to hope that plate ain't moved out of the way. From what I can see, it looks okay. That's that. Is that one in place? Do the same on the back one. It's nice and secure now, and it's not just the flimsy steel that's holding it, it is that plastic plate that's going to stop it from pulling through. So I'm well happy with that. Do the same on the back one. So we've got this grommet here. Should be able to just dig that out. That's it. And hopefully I can get my huge hand in there, which I can't, but I think I can reach it. Should be able to just get in there. That's the Sikaflex on that bit. Poke it through the holes. That's that. Now I've got to try and get that up the other back bit, right up the back there. Right, sorry guys, battery went flat on the GoPro, but that's all in, and that stays down and up. And you can just see where some of the Sikaflex, I'll get a rag in there and wipe that down, but that's nice and secure again. And then I'll get that wiped off and I'll show you how the awning sits in this and what it does to the awning. And that's what it does to the awning. So instead of it coming down to the floor, it goes back to the van, which is going to be ideal for when we got the dogs on the leads, because we put a stake in the ground and the leads go everywhere then. And then if they was to catch one of them legs, they could take the legs away and the awning would drop. But this keeps it all off the ground, so we've not got that issue with the leads. Now I thought I was going to have to move that over, but it is quite straight. Looking at this one, that is slightly lent out, so I might have to just move that one over an inch. And the way you do that, you got that nut there, you loosen that over, and then that bit there slides along. So I might just have to loosen that and move that over to about there, just to get it perfect. And you do get enough of a gap between the two legs to be able to move them along. You got a good 12 inches gap, so that inch there will get taken up no trouble. So I'll just shift them along now, and and do that. You can't pull down on there too much because these are only plastic. Now I've got a feeling they have started making these in metal like this. I might be wrong on that, but I've got a feeling yeah, they've started making them out of metal. So if it proves difficult, I'll go to Fiamma and get some of them in cast alley, so it'd be like this, cast. So I'll move that over now and show you the results. So I've loosened that off, and as you can see then that moves along, yeah. And then what I do then is I keep standing back and having a look, seeing if that's reasonably straight, and that is. So that's really straight. I can just tighten that up now, not too tight, just give it a nip up, and then that'll lock it in place. And I think I am going to tweak the back one in just a little bit as well. So that's what that one nipped up, and then I'll go to the other end and I'll move that one about an inch as well, and then that's straight now. Oh, anyone interested, that's Honda Civic. My son's got it, he bought it, and he's not really into his Jap cars. My other son is, and he talked the other son into buying it, and he's into his newer cars. But it's a Type R engine, Type R suspension and brakes, 3-inch exhaust all the way through. He's running about 190 brake, 4-into-1 exhaust, all been de-loomed under the bonnet, so it's very clean. You got no sort of wires hanging everywhere under the bonnet. It's all nice and clean looking. It's as clean underneath as it is on top. It's really clean, that vehicle is. And he's selling it. Unfortunately, it's sat there so long, it's run out of MOT. And it's got a lug nut snapped off the front, and the windscreen's cracked. If you got them done, you'd get anywhere up to sort of 8 grand for it, but he just wants it out of the way. Offers in excess of 3,500 if anyone's interested. It's on the logbook as a 1.3, but other than that, it's all original. No welding, anything like that. And it wants a clean. It's been sat there, like I said, about a year, and he's just not into it. He's into his newer cars, and he's got that BMW now. That's the sort of car he's into. Why he bought that, I don't know, but he just wants to get rid of it now. So if you're interested, hit me up. And that's it, that's the awning installation all complete. I've just got to modify the light bar bracket to clear the awning, which is simple enough. But yeah, it's all nice. I'll just show you a close-up on the brackets. I'll zoom in so I don't have to get the ladder out. So you just see a little bit. If need be, I'll mask it off and paint them black, but in all fairness, they're not too bad. There's another one just behind this sliding door, and then there's another one just there. The gap does get bigger towards the back because the van is arched, if you know what I mean. It dips down towards the back, and the unistrut straight, of course, and so is the awning, so the gap gets bigger. I'm going to have a little think about what I could do with that gap. I don't know, some stick-on rubber that I'll stick onto the unistrut and it'll fill that gap. I'm probably just being a bit anal there, but no. Zoom in on the bracket for the solar panel. That just sits under the awning now, so there's no fear of that bolt coming undone, not unless the awning's fallen off. Same on that one. Same on that one. So it clears the solar panel. I ain't had to modify them, I just cut the corner off. I don't think I needed to really, but that's more precautionary. We didn't want to lift it up and then realise we got to do that. So that's that. So that wraps up this awning installation, and it's a Fiamma F80S. And the only difference between the 45 and the S is the 45 is wall mounted, so it goes on the side of your van like a motorhome or Citroen Real outfit, Ducato, they can get away with it because the sliding door's shorter, so you can go direct onto the side of the van. And the F80 is roof mounted, so it sort of sits like that and then comes out, rather than like that and comes out. So that's the difference between the two. Anyway, if you've got any questions on that, please do hit us up and I'll do my best to answer them. If you like what you've seen, please like, please subscribe and give us a comment. We do love them comments. And if you really feel like it, click that little bell icon, ding 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 ding, and if you do that, you'll get to see all our future videos. And on that note, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, see you later.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light.